Hello, hello. Thank you for checking in. It's Monday. Motivational Monday, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm up to motivating. I might still need some motivating myself from you guys, but it's Monday, so hello. Let me say hello to everybody. Laura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Jesus and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Ian G. Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and The Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy and John McCain, Red Stapler and Azure Yusuf and The Cram and Marcel and N1QOV and Joe Barney and Philip Chandler and Sam and St. Clinton and Terry Sue and Wing Doggy. I'll make sure I didn't miss anyone. Hello, I'm on YouTube and Google Hangouts, and YouTube already started. What was that noise we heard earlier? Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone. It's Monday. Hello, John McCain and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis. Hello. I hope you all had a good weekend. Thank you for checking in. Apparently, Mexico did survive the giant hurricane. It was pretty crazy, though. So, but it definitely made a mess. They got a lot of cleaning up to do down there. John McCain has just put up his mission statement. John McCain says, "When I'm awake, I like to do stuff. When I'm asleep, I like to just lie there. And I have a red stapler." There you go, John McCain. He's a simple man. Ooh, excuse me. Well, I'm still struggling with post-traumatic stress, but I think I'm a little better than I was. Friday, I could barely sit still. I was like really going crazy, just really shaking, and so I'm better. I made myself take walks around the block a bunch of times over the weekend, which was hard. Just walking around the block, it still freaks me out. But I did it a bunch of times, and I'm not shaking as much as I was last week. Oh, excuse me. But I'm still not sleeping. Hi, John McCain. I have post-traumatic stress from when I got attacked last month, John McCain, and it's messed up my brain. It's left me shaking and quivering and unable to sleep or eat, and it was last month in Texas. I was in Texas at the aquarium. Got beaten unconscious by a bad man, and I came, and he tried to steal my purse, and I came to, and I started to scream, and he ran, and then I chased him, and he had a knife, and I chased him for a really long time, like 10, 15 minutes, all across about 10 blocks of Dallas. It was very terrifying, but I kept chasing him, and finally the police caught him. And I was very brave, and now I'm a shaking, quivering, post-traumatic stress mess. And he was out on parole, a convicted felon with a knife and an ankle monitor. It's on my Facebook, John McCain, if you haven't seen it. And I ripped his shirt off, and I was a badass. and then and then it crumbled and fell apart. I thought he was going to kill me. I definitely thought he. There was there was a few seconds when I thought I was going to get murdered. It kind of freaked me out. Exactly, Allure. Allure's like, yeah. It wasn't until the police got there. Actually, it wasn't until it was even like several days later. It wasn't until I got back to LA that really started to affect me. Like it was affecting me a little bit in Texas. It was really jumpy, but it wasn't until I got back to LA and then it just kind of fell apart. And so it's been a month though. Whew. Linda says she thinks that exactly. I keep having like flashbacks and nightmares about the bad man on top of me with a knife, gonna kill me. Fearing for your life. And because it was in a safe place, I mean, it was like lunchtime at the aquarium, so it makes you feel like there's no place safe. And because it was like a surprise attack, you know, like a sucker punch, you didn't see it coming, it makes you feel like unsure, like anybody walking by could be ready to punch you. Like you don't know. You're like you're used to be like, okay, pay attention to where you're walking, but and it just makes you feel like it takes away your sense of safety and your sense of your sense of self. And thank you, Wing Doggy. It makes you feel like you just look like a victim, and anytime you're walking down the street, somebody could come running up and like try to stab you or punch you. Like there's people in Oklahoma, they're walking in the parade, and a girl drives her car into the whole crowd of people. She's probably like, first they said they thought she was drunk, now they think that she just might be like mentally unbalanced or something crazy. But I mean, there's how many crazy people are there? They're all over. Crazy people everywhere. And he could be walking down the street anytime and some crazy person, wants to drive into the sidewalk. Crazy airplane pilot, that German airplane pilot who's suicidal, so he crashed the whole plane. Not just didn't want to just kill himself, killed the whole plane. There's Yeah, so there's crazy people everywhere. And there's a lot of crazy people. It's not just Texas or Los Angeles. Every town, every city, crazy people, people on drugs. They're all around me here in LA. Tisa says, I want to hold you in my arms and comfort you. You need a good cry. You could cry on my shoulder even if I was wearing a brand new shirt. She says that is a beautiful, beautiful sentiment. Hi, Philip Chandler and everyone on YouTube. Thank you, Tesis. It just left me really like, and it's like, it's not like in my brain that I'm scared so much. It's more like my body got locked in like terror mode. So I'm telling myself, everything's fine, nothing's going to happen. And my body's like, so. But I'm better than I was. Like Friday when I was here, I could barely sit still. I was like this with my hands. I was like holding myself down. So When Doggy says when he had a car wreck, he was in a coma for 32 days. 3 hospitals for 6 months. Wow. That's a really long recovery, Wing Doggy. You had a long ways to go for getting back from that. Linda says, I thought you'd fly away. I felt like it. I was just like, Linda, last Friday, I was like vibrating. I was like, yeah, she says, they got me a therapist now. It just started last week. I had to get like approval and everything because my insurance doesn't actually cover therapy, but because it was an accident, they have some like emergency like assistance. Or because not an accident, but an attack. So, but I don't know how much that's helping. I mean, it's just talking to the girl. It's not like she does any like magic voodoo, like like you are better. She's just like, okay, so tell me what happened. Linda says it helps to talk. It does. It does help to talk about it. And I know I've talked to you guys a lot. I feel like people are like going like thinking like, just get over it already. You're like dwelling or obsessing or you're wallowing in it. It's been a month. You didn't get your purse. You didn't get hurt. But it So yeah, but I am better than I was last week, and I'm better than I was Friday, and Friday I was better than I was 2 weeks ago. I was like I couldn't even sit down. Yeah, so I'm better than I was a month ago, and Linda says she saw an awesome movie last night called Unbroken. Oh, is that the one that Angelina Jolie directed about the guy who got captured in, oh, that's supposed to be good. Yes, it's a true story. But a guy, he was an Olympic runner, and then I think it was like World War II. He went into the Air Force, and he was flying an airplane, and he got shot down and captured in Japan, and he was in a camp for like 5 years or something, and they like just beat him and like tried to like destroy him. This guy, like a real life guy. The guy just died like 2 years ago. And Angelina Jolie directed this story about a year ago about his life for this guy who just had this incredible fighting spirit that made him a world-class athlete and helped him survive like this torture in these camps, and then and whatever he went on to do after he came back. So I haven't seen that, but it's supposed to be kind of an amazing story. And you like the movie Unbroken? Wing Doggy says when he had his accident, they pronounced him dead. But he was too stubborn. He was too stubborn and refused to be dead. It's good, Wing Doggy. I'm glad. Good for you. Well, that sounds like a good movie, Allura. I'll have to check that out. John McCain says, hey, Wing Doggy, you didn't know it, but you're actually a zombie. Yeah, Wing Doggy's actually a zombie. Oh, there was a report in the, I don't know if anybody saw the news, talking about the danger of processed meats like bacon, hot dogs, sandwich meats, processed meats. They're adding it to the list of like definite cancer causers. Not just like we think it might cause cancer, but on the same kind of list as like, okay, cigarettes, bacon causes cancer should come with the warning label. And they tested a whole bunch of different like hot dogs and stuff. Like 10% of them had human DNA in them, and like 10% of the vegetarian hot dogs had meat in them. All right, so somebody's not really paying very good attention to quality control. I don't know what that means when it says there's human DNA. Does that mean that the guy making the hot dogs like dropped a part of his fingernail in there, or like bled in it? Like, what the hell? How does 2% of human DNA get into a hot dog? So not only do they definitely cause cancer, but you might be eating some people. Or at the very least, you have to worry about the quality control contamination of what the hell is in here that's not on the label. Yeah, because that's the thing, like, it's not so much the human DNA, it's how is there anything in there that's not supposed to be? There's a quality control problem. Does that also mean that there's mice in there and bugs and other weird germy things? So, yeah. Yeah, where's the quality control there? No wonder, like, food poisoning and all those things are getting around. But yeah, so processed meat's bad for you for many reasons. And then another study came out saying that the best diet for you for longevity and your brain health and keeping is the Mediterranean diet, which is high in fruits, vegetables, olive oil, salmon, legumes, which is like beans, like like lentils and chickpeas, garbanzo beans, hummus, which is actually all the foods I eat. My kind of like diet that I like to eat, it is a lot of the stuff that would be in the Mediterranean diet. So it's good for your brain. No, I think they put drugs in fast food. Like cigarettes, the nicotine. They put stuff in cigarettes to make you addicted to it. There's things that they put in fast foods, like sugars and things that are like get into your brain and you get addicted to them. That's why they want you to eat their junk food. Wing Doggy says half the show is gonna buy a hot dog after this. and you're right, Linda. A lot of stuff has too much salt, and the table salt is bad for you. I just actually tweeted a thing, like 9 foods that are like really bad to eat. For anyone who's on my Twitter, you can check it out later. If you're gonna have salt, you want to have like natural sea salt, pink Himalayan, like natural pure salt, which is got nutrients in it, as opposed to table salt, which is a processed salt, which is the flavor of salt, but it doesn't have the nutrients of salt anymore. And the sodium, like the nutrient sodium, is part of something that's in your body that's actually good for you in small amounts. Though most of us have way too much, because the food additive sodium, the preservative sodium, the processed version, is added to so much food. But if you were to cut out all the bad sodium, then you would want to use some of the pure good sodium. occasionally. But that's a whole other issue. Yeah, so it's already 5:40, so I'm already gone a little later than I thought. Anyhow, I'm doing a short show. And Doggy says I got severe headaches if I go more than 12 hours without coffee. Oh yeah, I think Sue. Okay, so motivation Monday was to eat healthy. Motivate you to eat healthier. All right, yeah. All right, thank you. You guys are awesome. Let me say goodbye to everybody. We're Star and Shocker, Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and the Clam and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Philip Chandler and Sam and St. Clinton and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Cosmic Joe and N1QOV and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and John McCain and Wing Doggy, Jesus. Let me make sure I got everybody. Terry Sue. For this guy. Alright, kisses for everybody. I love you. John McCain says, hang in there, Lorielle. Everything's going to be alright. That's been my mantra for like the last week. That's what I've been telling myself. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. I know it's it's kind of a weak mantra. You know, usually people, Allura's mantra is, I'm awesome and I get things done. My mantra right now is, everything's going to be okay. I'm adequate. I'm adequate and I try to do things. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Bye. I love you all. Bye, Philip. Thank you for your sweet notes, Philip. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everyone who sent me sweet notes. It's been very helpful. Bye. See you guys tomorrow.